wedding because your wedding was filmed, which is fucking really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, do you regret that? You have regrets on that?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I have regrets that I allowed them to have so much control because I felt completely overwhelmed that day as a bride regardless. I was a bride.
Like most brides, yeah.
Right. And then on top of it, you have a camera crew there and like a camera crew in your bridal room.
So I remember this very clearly, the morning getting ready.
Jessica did the makeup for my bridal party. Her and my friend Marissa.
Yeah. So I was there and I had talked to Tracy before and Tracy said, listen, because we know how they can be. And I said, are you sure you want to do this?
Like at that point, there was no turning back.
Yeah.
I was like,
and
fuck.
she was like, no, I'm going to do it. But they promised me that they would stay out of my way. They wouldn't make me... they wouldn't stop any moments.
Yes, their words, you will not know we're here.
Right. Bingo.
Lies.
Straight up lies. So I'll never forget. Like it was, like Tracy said, the bride, like you're stressed out as it is. Like it's a stressful fucking day. You're about to get married. Mm-hmm. There was drama with the families, and the fucking, I remember Chris was fucking like hounding you to
one of our
do
producers.
Something.
Okay, this is what happened. One of our producers, I told him when I get into my dress, there's no cameras. You can film me before and you could film me after, but me getting in my dress, there's no cameras. And I'm getting my dress on, which is like a major moment in a bride's life where you're putting on the dress that you're going to get married in. And I see him opening the door to try to sneak the camera.
Oh my God, rat.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, close that door right now. And he's like, wait. He's like, don't jump the gun. I was like, no, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Like, I told you no. Like, have a little fucking respect. I'm letting you in on my biggest day ever. And you guys are still trying to take advantage of how nice I am by doing that. Like, I'm asking you not to film me naked while I get into my dress. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And I went insane. I broke down crying on my wedding day. All of the girls in my wedding video, you see my friend Crystal, who's one of my bridesmaids, fanning me. You would think because of the editing of the video that it was because everyone was so like, oh my God, just keep her calm. No, it was because I was having an actual nervous breakdown that they had no respect for me and that they were filming me getting into my dress. Like there's things that like men I don't know, especially the day I'm getting married, like should not be seeing me naked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing was, it was agreed beforehand what was allowed and what wasn't. And
that
the fact
really
that they kept trying
off.
to push you. Yeah, it was a really, really fucked up moment. Like I remember being like, that's
supposed
really
to be
bad
the
for
happiest
you.
time, and like all your friends are supposed to be like, wow, it looks beautiful, and they're all like, wow, don't cry, like that was so fucked up, like it's okay, don't let it affect your day. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like in tears because I see them trying to sneak the cameras back in and then like stopping me from having my moment of getting in my dress. And it seems like such a stupid thing. Like it's a dress, relax. It's my wedding dress.
It's what you asked for. It was the one thing you asked.
Yeah, whatever.
It wasn't like they weren't going to get footage of you in your dress. They were. Like it's just that one moment private you asked for.
You can film me once I'm in the dress of them tying up the back. Just let me get into it and then I'll have you guys come back in. And then he's like, has the camera sneaking in through like an open door and I see him and I catch him and I flip out. Like, whatever.
Me and Dennis were just talking about this because we were dancing on the dance floor and I got pulled away to film with Kathy. And I was like, I'm here as a guest.
Yeah, no, you weren't there filming. You were there as my guest.
I was there as a guest. And I remember Dennis was like, cool. Like, I guess I'll just go back to sitting at the table. You know what I mean? And it was,
I didn't know any of this. That's
it was fucked up. Like, they were like going up to your guests, pulling them literally off the dance floor. It wasn't like, you know what I mean?
So
like,
something that I found out after the whole wedding, because nobody told me because they were scared I was going to lose my mind, was after I walked out with Corey of the ceremony and everyone's clapping, oh, they're married, yay, like right before the reception, they made everybody stay in their seats and refilm like what everyone's face as I walked down the aisle. And I was like, are you guys fucking kidding me? You kept my guests from my cocktail hour, which I paid for.
Oh, I remember this.
And my cocktail hour was 4 rooms big, like 4 different rooms of cocktail hour at Nanina's in the park. It was beautiful. And they were in there for an additional 30 minutes. So that's 30 minutes taken away from my cocktail hour that I had no idea until after. With God willing that I didn't know, because that would have ruined my whole wedding.
Yeah. No, they crossed the line. I mean, this is the whole experience, really. Filming is like, you're promised one thing, another thing is said. You're shown another light. You know?
Hurry up and rush.
So again, what was really tough is that this wasn't the easiest day for you to begin with because your parents weren't there.
Yeah, no, this was like not a surprise to anybody.
For anyone that like doesn't know the show or what happened,
it just wasn't. It just, some situations aren't what you think they're going to be, and it didn't work out. And I'm over it now. I'm not really like going to get into it, but they're obviously, you could look at pictures. They weren't there. So it was hard enough that day. And
yeah.
So on top of it,
like,
I dealt with.
Was it on your mind that day when?
Of course, every time, every moment of every day. I mean, every moment of that day.
Yeah. It was such a perfect dreamy wedding too. It's have your parents seen like the videos and stuff?
I don't know. I don't talk about it ever. I have no idea, but so it was like a really hard moment, and on top of it, dealing with like a disrespectful crew who's not like just letting me live my day, which was hard enough. And then like now I look back and I'm like, now I've been married for 5.5 years, and like everything that people said, like I was like, this is like fucking crazy, because we knew what we were doing. We're not stupid. We're not just people were like, oh, you guys are getting married so you guys could get a spin-off, or you're getting married so that they could pay for the wedding. Like, yeah, because me and Corey are still paying for that wedding.
And I think the main beef was like you guys were young. Maybe people thought you were rushing into it.
Yeah, like okay, because sometimes people meet somebody and like we met in 2011. We got married in 2013. I don't think that's too far fetched. But of course, it seems faster because season to season it seems faster.
Right.
But in reality, we started dating in March of 2011, March 15th. And then we got married August 2013. So 2.5 years later, I think is a pretty normal.
Yeah. Everyone has their own speed of how they do things. You know what I mean? Like, it's your business.
My parents got married very fast. My grandparents got married very fast.
Oh, yeah?
Like, so it's like, I don't think it's too far fetched to like think that like they understand the whole concept of it happens fast sometimes. But I don't even think it was fast.
Yeah. And one of the things that people like, we're talking about is the moment Corey's dad walked you down the aisle, which I thought was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh God, I'm gonna cry. Why do I cry every time I talk about this?
Because it's hard.
Did he like offer that to you? Like, did he say like I want to be the one to do that? Like, how did that conversation happen?
Yeah, it was really hard. I'm gonna really try not to cry. So if I do, just bear with me. Basically at the rehearsal dinner, he came up to me. It was on the show. I think they filmed it.
Really?
I don't even know if they did, because I was like. I was on a natural Xanax, I think, of just
over
completely
everything.
Unaware of everything going on around me. But he said, you know, it would be an honor to walk you down the aisle. And I was just like, you know, it's something that it's like, I loved Gene. So it was very hard to say no, because that's not how you imagine it. But it was also like he was a father-in-law to me, but he was also like a really good friend. Like he was, can't explain it. Like me and him had a very weird relationship where like we talked to each other like friends. Like we didn't really like. I was never like scared of my father-in-law or like.
He was like so a big teddy bear, right?
He was like the nicest guy ever.
And like, you know what I just love, because if you don't know, Corey's father passed away recently.
Like 3 years now.
Yeah. And
2.5 years ago.
I just feel like Tracy will forever have that moment with him.
Yeah.
Like that's her children's grandfather.
Okay, so
I gotta stop.
I say, like, even in the shower when I'm giving the girls baths, we always say, like, when I want to wash the conditioner out of the hair or something, I'm always like, all right, look up to Poppy. So I always like talk about him and that he's very involved in their lives. But it was a major moment because he was like, you know, I really want to walk you down. And I was like, wow. I was like, I was almost overwhelmed by the question. I couldn't even believe that he was offering something like that, because he should have been up next to his son, and he was sacrificing being next to his son to make sure that I didn't have to do it by myself.
Oh my God, Tracy, I can't.
So it was like very hard for me.
Too much. I always talk to Tracy about this, right? Am I not obsessed with this moment? Because not everyone is lucky enough to have the person they're married's family like take you in and love you and accept you, right? And like say like, no, you are our family now. Like, of course I will walk you down the aisle. Like,
and like he asked if I would do his first dance, my first dance. I said no, because I just like I couldn't imagine doing that with anybody but my dad.
Yeah.
Hold on. So that was hard because I felt like I was like, I'm not disrespecting you for offering. Thank you so much. I don't think I could have that moment with anybody but him. So I just said I didn't have a first dance. I had one with Corey, obviously, but it was really hard watching Corey and his mom, and I cried for their first dance at the wedding as it was hard to watch. And then it was so weird because my best friend got married in October. So like 3 months ago. And she asked me like, is it okay if I use the song that you walk down the aisle to? Can I walk down to that too? And I was like, oh my God. Like I had such a hard time with that because it's like the most beautiful song ever. And I wanted her to have that. But like I knew how hard it was going to be for me.
Yeah.
Because that was the last time that I like walked with him and had like a me and Jean moment.
I love that.
And at her wedding, like I cried hysterically next to her. Like listening to it, I just couldn't even like it was very difficult. So I was happy to give her my something borrowed was from Jean. So that was really special.
Goodbye. I'm so fucking done.
But other than that, like it was just like I was really happy that she wanted to use it because she was really close with Jean too. So it was like she got to have a little part of him. I think everyone that knew
Jean loved Jean. Like, right? Like he just like was that guy. Like, and
he was like the non-violent Tony Soprano, like the guy that like people are scared of, but like there's no reason to be. He's like the coolest guy ever.
I don't know. Like some people, I don't know. You had that fucking moment with him like forever. Like, and I don't know. To me, it was almost meant to be. You know what I mean?
I walked. What happened was I had 2 doors on either side of the aisle, and I walked out first by myself and came to the middle of the aisle, and he met me there. So I had like a moment to myself, and then he met me, and I cry every time watching my wedding video. This is why people need wedding videos. I'm going to say it one more time. Because there was a moment where I met him in the middle and he put his arm out so I could wrap my arm around his arm, and I took his hand and I said, hold my hand, and we like interlocked fingers and walked down the aisle. And like, I'm like, I watched that moment and I'm like, wow, like look how close we were.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful.
Because I like I felt like I was going to pass out. I was so nervous and like I needed him to like support me walking down the aisle. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
So it was like a really crazy moment, and like I was so happy that they got that on camera. And like okay, sorry, I needed a drink.
It's water. We don't drink.
We're not drinking during Jerseylicious.
Don't forget, guys, new clips air every Thursday, so see you next Thursday.
Hosted on dimlywit.com.
Even though we are not your best examples,
we're the best you've got.
So cheers, bitches.
Cheers. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for updates, and if you like this clip, share it with a friend.